dash is cold against your skin tonight. You left your ring inside the ashtray glow. I traced the exit signs with faded light. You say my name too soft to let me go. And every red light feels like a promise. You break before we even touch the curb. You pull me in just to watch me drown. Taste the silence when you're not around. Midnight engine, half a heart of sound. You pull me in, then you let me down. Your perfume stains the passenger side. I drive the same 3 blocks 100 times. You text me, come and leave me in the tide. I know your love is just a series of crimes. And every red light feels like a warning. I still never find the will to turn the wheel. You pull me in just to watch me drown. Taste the silence when you're not around. Midnight engine, half a heart of sound. You pull me in, and you let me down. What if the smoke is all that's real? What if your voice is just a wheel spinning me back into the crash? I'd still drive faster. Now 3 a.m. has turned your face to blue. I count the scars inside the stereo. You say forever like a cheap tattoo. I stay because I don't know where to go. You pull me in just to watch me drown. Taste the silence, not a single sound. Midnight engine breaking down. You pull me in, pull me in, let me down. Pull me in, let me down. You stay the way the cold stays in a room, long after every window has been shut. I find you in the margins of the gloom, a habit I don't have the nerve to cut. And every night I set the temperature to something close to what you felt like here. You coldstay in the back of everything, in the silence. After last call settling, I reach for warmth and find the ghost you bring. You coldstay, and I feel you vanishing. I heard you laugh inside a stranger's voice, and stood there like a man who's seen a grave. I vanishing. I don't miss you like I used to miss you. Now it's quieter and somehow worse. You're not a wound anymore, just where there's something in the air I can't reverse. It's the kind of lake that has no name, where everything you lost comes back in frames. I pause on one where you still look the same. Wonder if forgetting has a face. You coldstay in the back of everything, in the silence. After last call, settling, I reach for warmth and find the ghost you bring. You coldstay. You hold the dust the way a city holds its last light before everything goes blue. I caught you in the hour that unfolds between the day I had and missing you, and every evening bends towards something heavy, the kind of weight that only dusk can bring. You duskhold every hour that I own. Settle in the light before it's gone. Turn the golden into something bone. Duskhold and I can't make it to the dawn. Same block twice at golden hour, convinced your shadow stretched across the stone. I measured out the minutes of your power in the kind of light that turns the warm to long. And every evening finds me at the window, watching what the day refuses to. You duskhold every hour that I own. Settle in the light before it's gone. Turn the golden into something bone. Duskhold and I can't make it to the dawn. Dawn, 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 dawn. There's a version of the evening without you, where the light just fades and that's enough. But I've never lived inside that version. Every dusk I reach and come up cut. Now the sky is doing what you always did, without sound. I watch the color close behind its lid and feel the whole horizon let me down. You duskhold every hour that I own. Settle in the light before it's gone. Turn the golden into something bone. Thrust your words between the recent past and wore them like a bruise I thought was right. And every time you said my name, it sounded like a promise built on borrowed time. I thought that we were fade-proof, you and I. Thought your love was something built to survive. Now I'm holding what we were up to the light. Fade-proof, but I'm fading every night. You left the city with a single bag, like nothing here was worth the wait to take. I found your playlist on a crumpled tag and played the whole thing driving half awake. And every time the city lights go quiet, I hear you in the frequency between. I thought that we were fade-proof, you and I. Thought your love was something built to survive. Now I'm holding what we were up to the light. Fade-proof, but I'm fading every night. Nothing gold was ever meant to hold. Nothing warm was ever built for cold. I believe the version that you sold. Now I'm left with stories growing old. It's 2 a.m. and everything is still, except the part of me that won't let go. I take the long way home against my will, because this short way means I have to know. I thought that we were fade-proof, you and I. Thought your love was something built to survive. Now I'm holding what we were up to the light. Fade-proof, your jacket on my bathroom floor, like a question I don't have the nerve to ask. I trace your number on the bedroom door and wonder which version of you I had. And every morning carries what you left me, something warm that doesn't have a name. So warm inside my hands. I hold the ghost of all your midnight plans, searching through the static just to understand. You're gone, but ghost warm is all I am. I drove past your building twice last night. The curtains moved, but nothing let me in. I turned the radio up real tight and sang along to someone else's sin. And every morning I relearn the distance between what was and what I keep alive. warm is all I don't want the truth tonight. I want the version where you stay, with a jacket on the bathroom floor. Means you're only gone till day. Now every stranger wears your frequency. I catch it in a laugh across the street. I built a whole mythology from one night that you'll never repeat. You're gone, but still so warm inside my hands. I hold the ghost of all your midnight plans, searching through the static just to understand. You're gone. You live somewhere between the lamp and dark, the half-lit place I never learned to leave. I press my hand against the window's arc and watch the night do everything I need. And every shadow carries half your weight, enough to feel but never enough to hold. I live in half-dark, now that you're not here. The kind of dim that makes the walls feel near. One lamp on low, just so the room won't feel half-dark. And you're the light that disappeared. I saved the side of bed you never used, like vacant space was worth protecting still. I run my hand across what I refuse to wash, because the cold feels like you will. And every shadow stretches past the hour when I swore I'd stop pretending you'd return. I live in half-dark, now that you're not here. The kind of dim that makes the walls feel near. One lamp on low, just so the room won't feel half-dark. And you're the light that disappeared. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, ooh, ooh. I got used to less and less of you, till less became the only thing I knew. Now the dark feels almost like a room, and the room feels almost like the truth. It's somewhere past the hour clocks ignore, where breathing counts as something close to sleep. I leave the hallway light on like before, a habit that was yours for me to keep. I live in half-dark, now that you're not here. The kind of dim that makes the walls feel near. One lamp on low, just so write your name inside my quietest thoughts, like ink that pressed too hard into the page. I try to write around the thing you caused, but every line curled back into your stage. And every word I write bleeds at the edges, where your name was pressed before the rest. You ink stain everything I try to say, bleed through every page I write today. No matter what I cover, you won't fade away. Ink stain, and you're permanent that way. I started 7 letters, none were sent. Each one collapsed the moment I began. I know exactly what they would have meant, but ink and meaning never share a plan. And every word I start ends at the same line, the one I wrote for you and never cared. You ink stain everything I try to say, bleed through every page I write today. No matter what I cover, you won't fade away. Ink stain, and you're permanent that way. I've tried white paint and distance in the dark. I've tried new cities and a different name, but ink this deep becomes a kind of mark that tells the truth no matter what I claim. It's somewhere past the hour meant for sleep. I find your ink stain on the bathroom wall, 3 letters in a script I didn't keep, that says you were here once, and that was all. You ink stain everything I try to say, bleed through every page I write today. No matter what I cover, you won't fade away. Ink stain, and you're permanent that way. Ink stain, permanent that way. I kept the last room just the way you left it. The coffee ring still dried into the wood. I told myself I hadn't quite accepted that leaving felt that permanent or good. And every door I open has your weather pressing through the frame before I look. This is the last room where you still exist. The last 4 walls that hold what I have missed. I keep the temperature at what you kissed. Last room, and I'm still on the list. I found your handwriting inside a drawer, 3 words that didn't finish what they meant. I read them standing still against the door, and felt the whole year fold into a den. And every door I close sounds like a season ending somewhere I was not prepared. This is the last room where you still exist. I'm still on the list. I could paint the walls and change the sheets. I can move the furniture and clear the air. But the last room lives inside the chest that keeps on beating like you're still in there. It's after midnight and the city hums a frequency I used to share with you. I count the hours till the silence comes and makes the last room feel like something true. This is the last room where you still exist. The last four walls that hold what I have missed. I keep the temperature you kissed. Last room, last room, last room. Still on the list. I see you clearest when you're not around. A perfect image pressed behind the glass. I built your face from memory and sound and hung it somewhere nothing needs to last. And every reflection carries half your features, enough to stop me, but not enough to hold. I mirrorache every room I walk into, see your outline in the wrong shade of blue. Polish every surface just to find you. Mirrorache, and none of them come true. I passed a window on the northern side, your posture in a stranger moving fast. I turned around and nearly lost my stride for someone built completely from my past. And every reflection steals another second from the life I'm trying to rebuild alone. True. I know your face better than my own. I've traced it in the dark 1,000 nights. The mirror only shows me what I've grown accustomed to. The you that never quite. It's late and every surface holds a card. It's the bathroom tile, the window and the screen. I count the versions of you that I've lost in every cold reflection in between. I mirrorache every room I walk into, see your outline in the wrong shade of blue. Polish every surface just to find you. true. None of them come true. You leave the window open when you sleep, like you're waiting on a version I've outgrown. I find your earring somewhere in the deep of leather seats that smell like coming home. And every missed call hangs like smoke above us, heavy in the dark before the dawn. I bleed the neon till the colors gone. Play a voicemail just to feel long. Half alive inside a half-lit song. I bleed the neon. Now I can't move on. You said my name like it was currency, then spin it on a night you won't explain. I traded sleep for borrowed urgency, and woke up to your silence once again. And every missed call is a door left open. I walk through it knowing what I'll find. I'll be the neon till the colors gone. Play a voicemail just to feel alone. Half alive inside a half-lit song. I'll be the neon. Now I can't move on. You were never mine to lose, till I built a life around the bruise. Every exit looked like your face. I kept driving, ran out of grace. It's 5 a.m. and I'm the only light left burning on a street that knows your name. I fold your memory into the night and promise I won't do this all again. I do the neon till the colors gone. Play a voicemail just to feel long. Half alive inside a half-lit song. I'll be the neon. I'll be the neon. Can't move on. Can't move on. I press my face against the glass of us and watch the version where you stayed inside. The cold comes through in increments of drops. I've spent all winter on the wrong side, and every window holds a different angle of the life I almost had with you. I press glass every night just to see through, hands against the cold, transparent view, close enough to feel but never to. Press glass and the furniture and change the art. Like rearranging could undo the weight. I mapped the new layout against my heart and found I memorized your every state. And every window fogs before I finish reading what the other side contains. I press glass every night just to see through. Hands against the cold, transparent view. Close enough to feel, but never to. Press glass, and the other side is you. There's always something between me and real. A pain of something I can't name or break. I've pressed so long, my hands have lost their feel. But still I stay, and still I watch and wait. It's 3 AM and condensation forms a portrait of the space between us two. I write your name in all the nightly storms that gather on the glass I press into. I press glass every night just to see through. Hands against the cold, transparent view. Close enough to feel, but never to. Press glass, press glass. Press glass. The other side is you. The rain came down the same way you do, without a warning and without a cause. I stood inside the doorway thinking through the odds of you and weather sharing flaws. And every drop that hits the glass above me sounds like something you once said at 2. RnB everything that falls with you. Match the rhythm to the things we used to do. Soaked in all the frequencies we knew. Rain sink, and I can't tell me from the view. The window open on the east. The rain came in and pulled against the sill. I let it spread an inch at least, because the wet felt close to something still. And every drop that gathers on the ledge holds the weight of what I won't release. Sink everything that falls with you. Match the rhythm to the things we used to do. Soaked in all the frequencies we knew. Rain sink, and I can't tell me from the view. I used to think the rain was just the rain, the thing that fell and cleared and fell again. But now it's coded in a frequency that only plays the parts of you and me. It's 4 AM and everything is wet. The city running ink into the drain. I insane, can't tell me from the view. You left the kind of grief that wears itself like something soft against the open skin. I reached for anger, but it wouldn't help. So silk grief was the only thing to let in. And every morning it lies down beside me, too smooth to fight and to find a name. It's silk grief, what you left me with, too beautiful to call it what it is. Soft enough to wear but hard to live. Silk grief, and I can't give back what you give. I thought the heavy kind would be more honest. At least with weight you know what you have lost. But this slides through my fingers like a promise to find a hole and too late to count the cost. And every morning it folds itself around me before I even reach for something real. This silk grief, what you left me with, too beautiful to call it what it is. Soft enough to wear but hard to live. Silk grief, and I can't give back what you give. Grief doesn't break you at the seam. It settles in and softens everything, makes the damage look like it could mean something worth the cost of suffering. It's nearly dawn and silk grief shifts its way from chest to throat the way it always does. I swallow it before the hour gets late and wear it like I always wore your love. It's silk grief, what you left me with, too beautiful to call it what it is. Soft enough to wear, but hard to live. was always gonna do to me anyway. Slow burn, I can't put out a quiet ache. I can't live without smoking every bloom I move throughout your slow burn. Slow burn. Burning out, slow burn. Burning out. I wear the thing we had like threadbare cloth, still soft enough to feel, but worn too thin. I know I should have let it go last month, but threadbare is the only skin I'm in. And every pull unravels something further, till I'm holding just the shape of what we were. I'm threadbare at the edges of your name, worn down to almost nothing by the same old habits, keeping warmth inside the flame. Threadbare, but I wear it just the same. You texted once at 2 a.m. last fall, one word that meant 100 things unsaid. I read it in the hallway by the wall and felt the threadbare pull from chest to head. And every pull reminds me what is left is barely holding on, but holding still. I'm threadbare at the edges of your name, worn down to almost nothing by the same old habits, keeping warmth inside the frame. Threadbare, but I wear it just the same. Some things don't break, they just get thin, till light starts coming through the weave. I should've let the cold air in, but threadbare felt like I could still believe. It's winter in the part of me you own, the kind that doesn't lift when seasons turn. I fold the threadbare carefully alone and tell myself it's not my turn to burn. I'm threadbare at the edges of your name, worn down to almost nothing by the same old habits, keeping warmth inside the frame. Threadbare. Just the same. Just the same. keep you somewhere nothing else can reach. Behind the walls I built when you were real. A vault dream locked away from daily speech. Too valuable to spend, too sharp to feel. And every night the combination changes, but my hands remember every turn. I fall, dream you in silence every night, like the version of us just right, too afraid to spend it in the light. Fall, dream, and I keep a seal too tight. I took the last good memory we made and pressed it into something cold and safe. I visit when the waking world is frayed. Stand inside the dream I can't erase. And every night I find the door wide open, like something in me wants to let it go. In silence every night, like the version of us just right, too afraid to spend it in the life or dream. And I keep a seal too tight. There are things I never let the daylight touch, versions of you only sleep and hold. I know that keeping cost almost as much as losing, but the vault is all I've known. It's 3 a.m. and the combination comes to me before I even try. I turn the dial with careful concentration and let the vault dream open one more time. I fall, dream you in silence every night, like the version of us just right, too afraid to spend it in the life or dream. Seal too tight. You run beneath my skin like copper wire, a current I can't trace back to the source. I try to cut the feeling at the fire, but found myself rewiring every course. And every touch I've had since yours feels borrowed, like voltage running through the wrong machine. You're underwire, skin deep, and I can't cut you out. A signal in my chest without a doubt. I short circuit every time you come about. Wire skin, wired in and can't get out. I saw you in a coffee shop last spring, just standing like the universe was fine. You smiled at someone else like everything was never built around this fault of mine. And every touch since then is just an echo of the current only you could run. You're underwater, skin deep, and I can't cut you out. A signal in my chest without a doubt. I short circuit every time you come about. Why scan widen and can't get out. I don't believe in permanence anymore, except for this, the thing beneath the skin. And every time I think I found the door, I find another room that you live in. You're stating up the honesty your eyes, uninvited through the back of every thought. I count the ways a person survives, the kind of love that can't be sold or bought. You're underwater, skin deep, and I can't cut you out. A signal in my chest without a doubt. I short circuit every time you come about. Why skin wants to? Why skin? Can't get out. The streetlight turns your shoulders into gold. You never meant to stay this long inside. I memorize the things you never told, and burn them on the highway when you drive. And every silence feels like something ending before you say the word I already know. You stay just long enough to make it hurt. Leave your shadow on the side of the dirt. Neon bleeding through a torn white shirt. You stay just long enough, then you deserve. I poured the last of us into the night. You held the glass, then let it slip away. I read your texts like they were something right. They weren't, but I believe them anyway. And every silence fills the space you left me. I still breathe it in like it's enough. You stay just long